This is gonna be horrifying.
Thundercrest.
Not good. Oh, so
Ooh.
not good. So, oh man, I just got picked apart.
Alright, the werewolf den. This one's always pretty easy. I'm gonna roll with the rage talon. I get to auto kill it. Auto killed. Oh, you have 3 spells.
Oh, why did
Turn it
I do
into a
that?
toad.
Why did I do that? That was really dumb.
Oh, and now you lose all your fate. Unless you want to re-roll.
Yeah. Why did I come to this square? That was really stupid.
I don't know.
Yep. Everything about that was really dumb.
The pole of fortitude. The enchantress. Ooh.
Okay, so I think now's a safe bet to say we're reaching the end of the game, because you're about to enter the center and we're going to see how this game ends up playing out. I think we have a pretty good idea how it's going to go, but this is probably as good a time as any to jump back in for people who wanted to see the Nether Realm stuff specifically. This is what you've been waiting for.
Are you not entertained? Because this should be pretty exciting. Oh.
Potential? Oh, you couldn't even give me that one, game. Couldn't even give me that one. That's alright.
Oh.
You're on my list now, buddy.
He's on the list.
So here Max enters into the center and draws all of these cards, which he now plays against us.
Yes, in my nefarious plot to rule the world.
Now it's interesting because it's given me the continue prompt, but I don't actually have a button to hit.
Oh, I think that's for me. Continue.
Okay, so you get to choose who you direct that towards.
Okay. Well, since the Valkyrie has nothing... Doubles. No!
Alright, so that's 1 of 6, so this is the second of 6 that she'll have to deal with this turn.
Ooh. Alright, that one I'm going toward you.
Okay, so you actually get to choose per card.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. I did not realize that was the case. Okay. I see how it is. I already was a toad, so all that really did was take another life, but still. I see what you did there. Noticing a trend.
Apologies in advance.
Yep. Yep. It's alright. I gotcha.
Ooh! Ooh!
Yep. There's some bad stuff in this deck.
Oh, that's horrible. Okay. Um, I don't know. Let me spread the love around a little bit.
Nice. But remember, you've got to kill both of us before you run out of cards, or we win.
Yep.
Or whoever's left alive wins. So be merciless because this is your shot.
Yep.
Oh, Snake, you're
Oh.
such a disappointment. Oh, but you can't roll.
Uh.
Alright, so me and the Valkyrie
Huh.
both have 2 lives left.
Yes. In battle, it makes a breath attack. If you have any armor or weapons, you lose 1 life. Ooh. Question: does she have? Oh, she does. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Valkyrie.
Actually,
I
that's a
think.
magic object, so I'm not sure if that would count as an armor or a weapon.
Oh.
But by
Well.
all means, attack her.
She. Oh, it does.
Oh,
It
nice.
does. Wow.
Oh, and she rolls a 1. Wow. And that's the end of her.
Alrighty.
Okay, so that was your 6 for that turn.
Yep.
So now I get to take a turn, and then you get to do 6 more of those.
Good luck.
I kind of want to see if I can re-roll a 1, so I can at least pick up my stuff. I don't know. Is there anything even any good on that square? Let me see. Is there anything here I actually care about? The axe, maybe. Let's see if I can be lucky enough to re-roll a 1. Nope. I like pain.
Oh yeah, I like pain. Well, I actually don't. The Sky Seeker. Ooh.
That's the sound I'm about to make when you kill me.
You never know. Could give me 6 weak sauce cards here.
I don't think there are any weak sauce cards in that deck from what I've seen of it. But here's hoping.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
Yep. That's a thing.
Oh. Oh man. That is not. That is not a nice card.
No. And guess what? I don't have any followers. Nice knowing you.
Will you go for the? Well, you have to. Oh, you just. Oh. Oh.
There was no way I was surviving that. I didn't want to drag it out any longer.
Oh, but
GG.
man, if you would have tied it, that would have been crazy.
I guess I could have tried, but I didn't feel like it was necessary to prolong my agony. Because the next card would have killed me, whatever it was, in the state that I was in. I was in no shape to defend against cards at that level, even if I hadn't been toted.
I'm curious to see what the sorceress would have actually survived to see that. What would have ended up happening.
Yeah, because she had some decent stats.
Yeah, I think some of the strength monsters at least, and her craft was pretty good too. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like she might have actually had a slighter chance of beating me.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that you just got toted, so you lost all your good weps and stuff, and that was not gonna help.
There were definitely mistakes made on my part in that game, partially due to being distracted and partially due to just bad decision making. And I also feel like it's so hard with all of the expansions turned on to really gauge what the right thing to do in any given moment is. Usually, whenever I get to the end of a game of Talisman, I can put my finger on what this particular thing that I did or didn't do was that led to things working out the way that they did. But I'd say in this game, there was just a myriad of instances where maybe I zigged when I should have zagged, or just unlucky breaks that happened, or I got distracted at the wrong moment and did the wrong thing. There was just a myriad of issues there.
Yeah, either way, it was not. As soon as I picked the bounty hunter, I had a pretty strong inkling that I was gonna pull it out, but it still had its bumps. Specifically, the sorceress was particularly nasty before she finally came back down to earth a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I guess we could take a minute and discuss that ending and that expansion and what it brings to the table as far as bringing something new to the game. Despite the outcome there, I'd have to say I definitely enjoy it. I definitely think it's cool and think it's something that I'm glad to see added to the game for sure.
With this ending, it gives you so much more incentive to want to get to the middle as fast as possible than a lot of the other endings.
Mm-hmm. Your whole advantage in that scenario is that you're getting there so that you can throw stuff at people before they're prepared to deal with it. Say if I was in a position where I was right behind you in terms of stats and I was clawing at your heels trying to get to the middle with you, if you had beat me by one square in there, that would have been crushing because my stats would have been good enough to get to the middle, but clearly still a challenge to deal with a lot of those cards. So when you slam the door on somebody in that Pandora's box ending, you are really just crushing them because you're just beating them to the punch.
Yeah, I mean, unless your stats are just colossal, if you have a significant stat advantage, you want to really consider going to the middle as fast as possible. Just because the sheer insanity of the cards that I was drawing. I mean, those effects were just they were just not fair whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that we were able to show. I was glad that like the draws that we were getting were actually some of the more ruthless monsters, because those were some of the more harsh cards I think I've ever seen in the game proper. Like even by dungeon expansion standards, the draws in the dungeon now feel like strawberry shortcake compared to the stuff that I was drawing and forcing you to fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that to me is the overall theme or the overall takeaway for this Nether Realm stuff is that this is the hardest of the hardcore. This is the most gratuitous, nasty, gnarly stuff that you're going to see out of this game. And also on top of that, it's sort of a greatest hits of a lot of the nastier cards that you've seen in some of the prior expansions, things like the Basilisk. Seems like not that big of a deal, but can totally screw you if you get a bad roll.
Oh, that thing has devastated me.
Yeah, the thing about that Basilisk roll is you have no control over whether it rolls doubles or not. It's not like you get to re-roll its dice. So if it rolls doubles, you're just screwed and there's nothing you can do, even if you have fate.
Yeah, I mean the only real downside of the card from a where I was standing perspective is that it's low on strength, but still the double roll could have easily just doomed you.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just end somebody with that card regardless of what their stats are, which is the scariest thing about it, I think.
Mm-hmm. For you to weather a lot of those cards, you'd have to at least be pushing at the very bare minimum like 12 in order to really have any sort of chance at combating a lot of the uglier monsters within that deck. But beyond that, man, good luck, because a lot of those were just so devastating. I mean, the only positive from coming and destroying one of those cards really is that you get the stat bonus that you will get if you survive that 6 cards. If you had a bigger group, that would be way more difficult for somebody who gets to the middle, because then they have so many different cards, and depending on how the game went and trying to figure out the best way to utilize a lot of your bigger, uglier monsters, and figuring like, okay, who has the better chance of surviving against these harder monsters or who doesn't. And you basically have to balance that.
Yeah, because you have a limited number of cards to work with. So you really have to make every one of them count. If you send a card after somebody and it fails, that's a really big blow to you because you've only got so many shots to kill them. And if you're in a situation, right, where somebody's got like 10 lives or something like that, you might have to blow a lot of your cards just to get that one person out of the game. You're definitely taking a big risk by being the person who goes to the middle, especially the more people who are in the game. But again, the more people who are in the game, the more cards you have to work with, so it kind of balances out in a way.
Oh yeah, I mean, as long as you don't have a lot of, again, higher statted people, you're probably safe. But that's all contingency. Or better yet, if you are in a game where nobody's had good luck, because we've had those games before too. And so getting to the middle is so much more impactful, even in that sense, when it's like people are clawing to get stats because just nobody's luck has been going their way. You know, if anybody gets to the middle, you've won, especially if people's luck hasn't turned by then.
Right. I really like all of the new endings from what I've seen of them so far, and I definitely feel like these new mechanics, these 3 new endings and the cards associated with them, bring a whole new dimension to the game. I'm really excited to play again and play more of this and play with other people and stuff, because I feel like there's a lot of potential here to really mix up the gameplay and really make the game feel fresh again in a lot of ways. So I think that's really cool.
Oh yeah, I seriously enjoyed that game, especially not having played in quite a little bit, being able to experience it with all the expansions active. I would really now like to see a game where it has just these 3 endings, because I think, honestly, I don't know about you, but like I feel like that'd be an awesome way to play the game now, just turning all the other endings off and just rolling with the Nether stuff, because it adds such a crazy dynamic to the game that I feel like I haven't really seen before.
I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for us for this episode, or this little mini series of videos here. Hopefully you folks have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, be sure to hit subscribe. I will have a link to Max's YouTube channel in the description box down below so that you can go and check his stuff out. And I will see you next time.